Men, women, we can't not talk about the narrative that's playing out at the moment. Let's talk about this. So we have, a top 3-6 of this generation potentially right now. A top 3-6 in the game. We have a top 1 or 2 lock in the game. You had top 3 probably half in the game. That's done it for a long time. And when he's playing, when he's at his best, a top 3 to 5 fullback. You have the spine of the ages, and you made the grand final last year, and you don't give that man what he wants. He's won you a premiership before. As it has been one of the best halves in the game for the last 10 years. And you see what he's doing now. It's absolutely incredible what decision that the decision that was made by the people up top in South to let Reynolds go, to see where he's got that team now and show his value. Is like, it's probably actually worked out better for Reynolds, as much as it was probably a tough transition and all that sort of stuff. He loves, something that's like loves the club as well. Incredible. Like, when you've got all those ingredients, why wouldn't you try to get another premiership or two? Like, they're not going to be around forever. Walker's not going to be there forever. Cookie's not going to be there forever. He's been a top 2, top 3 hooker in the game, apart from Smith, really. Like, to not give him the couple of years that he wants. He's young still. I don't know. Crazy. What do you guys think of that other one? If you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Something obviously I've been talking about all year and thought he was going to have a great year, and he has done so. I wish I actually picked him up and went with my words. But Knights and Dogs. So welcome back to the Knights. They definitely needed this. Unfortunate for the Dogs, actually tipped them. I thought that they, with how Knights been going, Dogs would be able to get up in this one. But the inclusion of Barnett was really, really big. So he had 7 tackle breaks there, 3 offloads to go along with his first 80-minute game back after the suspension. So welcome back to him. Clemmer continues to dominate with 65 again. And for those that asked, has he been an option? We spoke about him and getting these big minutes. If he continues to do so, he's going to continue to score well. He's playing really, really hard footy at the moment and doing a great job. Big meters, getting the tackle breaks, the offloads. No missed tackles here. Was awesome. Clooney with a try, Best with a try, so good for them. Jackson's the one we need to talk about. And the 47, so the 80 minutes is what he got. We're really, really happy with that. And the 47, not ideal, but the minutes is what we're looking for. And if he continues to play those 80 minutes, he will get back to those better scores. The run meters will go up. He had obviously no missed tackles, was great. The 41 is probably a little bit lower than what he would normally get in an 80-minute performance. So I think he's fine, guys. Don't stress too much about Jackson. Just one of those games, really. The run meters weren't there for him. And you can see that with Burton as well. Very low run meters game, the 57. He had, 12 in negatives there. Had the 1 try assist. I'm really happy with his 25 tackles for 2 misses, but his kick meters down a little bit on where they would normally be, and we need him running the ball more like he did last week. And unfortunately, back to one of those 44 scores. And you would have hoped that this game would be one that he'd come out and dominate. But at the $597K price point, you'll take the 44. Obviously not completely ideal, but it's fine there. So, I suppose there's 2. Not really anything to worry about. Not terrible scores. Like, we'll talk about a couple of guys a little bit later, but not exactly what you want there. What about Stimson getting 61 minutes for a nice 41? Welcome back, young man. If anyone knows him being a solid, as we thought, option a few years ago. Didn't turn out that way. All right, Maddie Crocker, the interesting one. If you're still holding on to him, you're making some cash, man. He's they like him. When he actually gets a game, he gets big game time and has a lovely PPM. So if he happens to ever get a bigger role at some point, whether it's here or at another club, I think he's someone to keep an eye on. Sexy Texy with a 37. Fitzgibbon with 35. He'll lose a little bit of cash now. Leah Thompson. So he's just all over the shop. Hey, like most of the time when he gets the big minutes, he gets big points. And this time wasn't the case. Chrissy Randall's the one as well. So 31 in his 54 minutes. So for him, they had the ball a fair bit. So he, to make 35 tackles in that 54 minutes was solid, but 0 run meters and the 4 negatives. So not his game. And I definitely think he's someone that you could look to move on now after that 31. He had Crossland that took 26 minutes off him. So, we thought that was a chance this week. Last week, he definitely thought he was going to get 80, and we'll have to look at team lists again as to whether we think he's going to get the 80 based on injuries and changes and COVID and all the rest. But looks like Randall's probably time for us to sell him now. But obviously not a great game for a lot of our players tonight in this game. Maxi King with a 26-minute effort. So he got 30 points, which is great. But the one stint for 26 minutes wasn't enough. Thankfully got the forced the tackle turnover, but the 42 run meters not high enough, unfortunately. He's someone, again, we're just holding, but playing him each week, if you're getting a really strong side now, you probably don't have to, but most people aren't. Teams haven't got someone with like, oh yeah, he gets at 40 every week, and we'll leave him out. Ponga with 29, so he's been just not good enough. Thankfully, they got a win and he got a nice try assist, but yeah, in terms of his scoring, crazy how low that he's been. Pangai Jr. with 44 minutes here with 27 points, so an unfortunate one for him with the 4 missed tackles. Obviously, limited in terms of his tackle breaks and offloads, and 68 meters. So we need him to be running for 100, 150 on a regular basis to be worth that 700k price point. So unfortunate for him. Let's work out what's happening next week and the following weeks there. But he's obviously someone playing around 13, and you can work that out from there with that one. All right, Leah Thompson, time for him to go. You've made the cash on him. 19 in 36 minutes. It was crazy. At the start of the year, he was that guy that was just busting out awesome PPM scores, and not happening anymore. And Dufty with 12 in his 80 minutes was the big loser in this one. So, yeah, obviously, yeah, following on from the Adam Reynolds talk, for those that didn't work that out, 70 again. So a try, the 7 goals, the 2 try assists, kicked him around the park. Can't believe they dominated the Eagles 38-0. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Good to see Corey Oates having a great bunch of games too. Like at the start of the year, he was someone that, will they give him the spot? Will Jordan Pereira get it? And Oates has actually shown, a lot of skills that he's had when he was younger. The in the air skills, I suppose it's the knowledge and experience has really shown in a bunch of these games too. So it's nice. I think it's nice for them to have someone like him who might be a step slower than he used to be, but has that experience in amongst a lot of the young guys, and you're seeing that in really help guys like Cobbo's game, for example. I'm imagining him learning from him, training and stuff like that, as to how to get better. And Cobbo's games come leaps and bounds in the last few weeks. Just the one area this week, which is so much different to what it has been, and he's really gone on a tear. Obviously, scoring a bunch of tries. He had 3 tries for 200 meters was really, really cool as well. And we spoke about Flegler as scoring pretty well. When he gets some decent minutes, he's a good player, so that'll happen. Olakwatu, if you have him, the 50 was solid. You'll take that for sure. DCE with its 46, so for them to get pumped 38-0 and still get 46 points is as good as it's going to get, really. To have 5 missed tackles, 1 line break there, and just do his normal running tackles, and the kicks in general play for 46, you'll take for sure. All right, Payne has 45 points there in 56 minutes, so he got through enough work this week. Very similar to what happened when he got injured the week before, 2 weeks ago. Same minutes, same points there. So obviously going to lose a little bit of cash now over the next couple of weeks. And I know there'll be a bunch of people who are like, oh, let's trade him out. He's not doing his best. He's not going to score the 70s that we need him to at that price point. So I'll trade him out. And I can understand why people would do that, but let's just have a think about it first. Breathe, get through this week. Let's go into team list and talk about it then. Carrigan with 44 in his return. So again, obviously not a perfect game for him. And Haas, obviously the run meters is nice and high. Attacking stats was fine, 4 tackle breaks and offload, but the 18 tackles for him is not gonna cut it. But when you smash a team, it's just how it's gonna go. He's been a 35 to 40 kind of tackle guy, so there's 20 points there that you've missed out on. And maybe if we drop 30 and 30 run meters and 1 tackle break or 2 tackle breaks off, it doesn't compare. You're still missing that 10 to 15 points there. Very interesting was the Billy Walters one, the 36 minutes for 43 points. It just saves us again, the guys that are still holding him. Again, not playing him always hurts when he's sitting in like emergency 8. but Billy, a great game for him with 7 tackle breaks, an offload and a forced turnover tackle there to go along with a try saver. So well done to Walters. He'll make a little bit of cash again and just sort of teeter between the 300. Can you just have 2 scores in a row, like a 43 and like a 25 would be nice. Billy, we'd appreciate that, all of us. All right, so Stagsy, 32, for those that have been interested in him. Very up and down, still averaging 38 for the year, so still don't think he's a screaming buy by any stretch of the imagination. We've got Kohler with a 32 this time, so really happy with that effort in a team that got absolutely hammered. So 17 tackles for 1 miss. Did have a couple of errors, but the couple of tackle breaks, the turnover tackle, the try saver as well, really helped him. So he'll make a little bit of cash now. That 32 really just starts things rolling. We've seen a few 30s in a row now, and we'll get some cash out of him. And if you did play him, you'll be happy with the 32. Better than the mid-20s for sure. And Tuipulotu as well. Got a solid score for a team that got hammered there with 30 with the try saver as well. A lot of try savers could have been a lot bigger score this one. All right, Kate Ball comes back for 24. He's going to get real cheap at some point. And Tommy Trbojevic, obviously not a game for him. 23 in the 80 minutes with just one line break assist and 145 meters. So a couple errors, trying things as per normal. But he's going to get really cheap. And for those that decide to pick him up over Teddy, sorry to hear that. Unfortunate there. Hetherington with 22, so the PPM wasn't great. Obviously, the tackles were down, ran the ball a fair bit, no attacking stats. So just one of those games when you're more of a defender, that's for sure. And then Tamara Martin with 11, unfortunately. So yeah, this is kind of what we expected. He'd have the odd good game. Didn't expect it to be first game. Thought it'd probably be this game more than those ones, especially when your team dominates. For him to get 11 points. With 81 run meters and no try assists or attacking stats, a little bit frustrating if you're on his train there. And what do you do with him? I personally, it's just gonna be he's just gonna be too cheap. Like he's gonna be 310, 3 whatever after this week. It's either you just hold him as cover or you try and move him on if you can. But he's not going to be the cash cow that everyone hoped. And Garrick's in fairly cheap too with 13. So if he if he gets a fair bit cheaper, and Manly just need to go on a run for him to be have any importance in this game, unfortunately, at the moment. A few people asked him about Bullimore. He got the 51 minutes for 22 points, so definitely not an option going forward. But that's that video, guys. Again, let me know what your thoughts are on the whole Adam Reynolds situation. Obviously, there's probably a little bit more to it than what we know as fans, but still think it's probably the biggest blunder in recent few years. Like to not. With Storm, they obviously had a big collection of guns. Whether when Cronk moved on, for example, you had Hughes to come in and take over as already a premier player in the game. Like they just didn't. I don't think they've utilized this time that they have. They have this window of 3 to 4 years potentially. When you've got some of the best players in the game, Cam Murray's, the Cooks, the Latrells, like Cody Walker, to go along with a lot of other really strong players in the outside backs with Johnson and Jairo, and there's so many guys there that they could have just utilized this 3 to 4 years to really try and get another premiership or two. And I feel like they've just squandered that. Like obviously Ilias is decent and he's going to get better and better, but they need now, not 2 years away. So again, let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. I think it was very, very stupid. But it is what it is. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys. See you later.